Hey there everyone. Well, the Game Awards just happened and we got a glimpse at what I thought would never happen. There is a new Turok game on the horizon. As many of you know, I have featured a lot of Turok content here on this platform, from my time speedrunning the games to the more recent weapon ranking videos. So when a trailer like this gets dropped on us, naturally I would have something to say on it. But before we get into the discussion of this announcement, if you're new around here, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribed to the channel and checked out the links in the description below. Now with all that said, let's get to it. In the opening shot, we're given an overview of the landscape here, which features a lush jungle environment with some primitive architecture. We also get a skyline in the background, showing a reddish colored moon, and in the foreground we can see some rather unusual plant life. And already I get a sense that we're on another planet, but that's a topic we'll discuss later in the video. We then jump to a scene taking place on the ground level, where someone can be seen running through some dense grass carrying a tomahawk at their side. After giving chase to a dinosaur, our character then slams his fist down, sending out a shockwave that appears to stun the dino. What comes next is a barrage of attacks, not just from one person but several. First is the tomahawk that violently embeds itself in the dino's head, followed by a glowing blue projectile that we can automatically assume is a tech arrow. I mean, can you possibly deny that's what this is? Finally, there's a gunshot as the screen immediately goes to black, and man, what an intense sequence of events that was. Things are already shaping up to be unapologetically gory with these visuals, something Turok has always been known for. We then cut back to our first character, retrieving his tomahawk as we see a trail of energy being absorbed into his suit. This may likely be the DNA extraction mechanic, but we'll get back to that in a minute. There's a close-up shot of our character's face for the first time, and he looks like a badass. He's got paint marked on his face that suggests he's on the warpath. Just look at his expression as he stares up to the sky, cold and unflinching. I already like this guy. There's a brief scene where a ship of some sort can be seen looming in the sky as it blots out the sun overhead. It then cuts back to our character, now joined by his warband as they prepare themselves for what's next. And then, the title drop. They actually used the original font here, unlike that reboot we got back in 2008. There's even an I replacing the letter O, just without the crosshair aimed at it. Accompanying the letter art, we also read Origins underneath. This suggests it could be a true reboot to the series, but we don't have much to go by at the time to know for sure. Then, so we're not left empty-handed, we get some gameplay footage of what we can expect, and already we can see there's going to be a shift in perspective. I was a little shaken up by this change at first, but this is Saber Interactive, the same team who brought us Space Marine 2. If anyone can make a Turok game work in the third person, it's them. What really has me excited though, is that if you look closely at this clip where we have this guy using the tech bow, we can see for a brief moment where the lights on the bow change before he fires the arrow. Could this be the return of the shining arrow mechanic we had in Turok Dinosaur Hunter? I sure hope so. All in all, this gameplay looks like a lot of fun, and at the end of the day, third person or not, gameplay is king. So that's it for the trailer, clocking in at just barely over a minute. But if you head over to the game's website, you can glean a little more information on it. The first detail we get here is this: fight against enemies. Battle alone or as a team against a variety of dinosaurs, creatures, and bosses that take to the ground, sky, swamps, and caves to push players' skills to the limit. Engage in intense combat where players must use everything at their disposal to ensure success, including melee attacks, special abilities, and fine-tuned weapons. Now, we already saw from the trailer an impressive display of what co-op could be like for Turok Origins. It showed some badass warriors working together to bring down their foe, and you can see the interesting dynamic between them all. We had our first character, built for speed and melee combat to draw the dinosaur's attention. Along with him, there's some support from a ranged attacker, as well as a sniper hidden in the shadows and ready to deliver the kill shot. So there's more than likely going to be some opportunity for players to find different ways to play together, opting for different strategies and synergies to ultimately overcome whatever challenges the game has. The next detail we get is Unleash Your Arsenal. Unlock and upgrade your advanced weaponry to dominate your battles and neutralize your enemies. Plasma rifles, ray guns, snipers, bows, shotguns, and more are all at your disposal. And what is Turok without some high-tech weaponry to play around with, right? I'm already stoked to find out more. I'm hoping we'll get some traditional guns as well, so the world can feel just a little bit more grounded and believable. The third detail we get is unlock DNA powers. Extract DNA from fallen foes and the environment to unlock game-changing powers that evolve your suit in real time. Each DNA power not only enhances your look, but also offers upgradable skills and abilities to give you an edge in combat. The closest thing I can compare this to would be the suit mechanic from Crysis. We've already seen our first character discharge electricity from his suit, but what about the other forms they took on in the group shot? Will we be getting the ability to cloak, letting us line up that perfect takedown? Can we become lighter than air, allowing us to jump to new heights? Can we trade in speed for more armor, or gain enhanced strength to literally punch through environmental barriers? Only time will tell. And for the last detail, it says, experience an epic story across the Lost Lands. Throughout Turok's missions, players will journey across breathtaking yet deadly worlds on various planets. From ancient temples and wasteland canyons to dense jungles, each location holds pieces of an unforgettable story that is packed with twists and turns. Does this mean we'll be seeing a hub world again like in the first two games? A place to recharge after each mission before setting off to an entirely different biome? Will we be getting expansive maps with plenty of secrets to find and places of interest that may hold keys to unlocking the next level? There's a lot to unpack with their wording there, and I'm excited to learn more about where we'll be going this time around. So that's all we know so far, along with my thoughts on the game and its features. But this all feels kinda crazy. I remember only a short time ago that Saber Interactive had claimed a domain for a new Turok site, and now we have tangible proof that it's really in the works. I have my concerns of whether or not they'll be respectful with the game's lore and source material, but what I've seen so far doesn't seem too out of place for a Turok game. It's always had that blend of advanced technology and raw primal energy to it with the setting and the monsters, and that's enough to get my attention. I'll for sure be keeping a close eye on Origins as things develop, but anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, leave a like and share the video with a friend, and I hope to see you all again in the next one.